As the larger Tanzanian civil society and its formation seek to foster greater networking and coalition building so as to have a critical mass movement of citizens who are advocating for the democratization and good governance of Tanzania at all levels, reality on the ground is that many Tanzanian civil society organizations, CSOs, and civic actors do not duly understand the concept and benefits of networking. It should be understood from this onset that the author will use CSO and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, networks alternatively because the larger part of CSO networks in Tanzania are NGO networks and more so because NGOs are a subset of CSOs. Experience gained by the author during the 20 years of facilitating the formation and strengthening of regional and district CSO/NGOs networks across Tanzania shows that most networks were formed as a response to donor and grant makers' funding requirements. Therefore, the majority of NGOs formed networks or become part of networks so as to access donations or grants. On the part of the donors and grant makers, experience shows that CSO/NGO networks in Tanzania were propagated out of the need for donors and grant makers to ease their administration and paperwork when dealing with CSO/NGOs and not to genuinely create cohesive CSO/NGOs networks. The above stated facts are the reasons why a larger number of CSO network members in Tanzania do not understand the benefits of networks and networking. The author is therefore writing this manual because it is important for civil society actors to understand that networking has a number of benefits, and these are in terms of increased collective bargaining and advocacy, efficiency in the use of resources, funds included, added skills and capacity based on the comparative advantage of all members of the network, and richness in information, expertise, and experience. The other reason for writing this manual is that the author is convinced that networking is a sure way for civic activists and advocates to collectively bring about change in a quick, inclusive, and efficient manner and positively influence decision makers. In a bid to allay the many challenges attendant to CSO networking in Tanzania, the author in this document shares best approaches to effective CSO networking drawn from across the globe. This manual is divided into 3 parts, which are: A. Explaining the concept of networking and the importance of networking to CSOs, B. Prescribing ways of building strong, effective and sustainable CSOs networks which benefit the members and community, and C. Explaining the challenges which are attendant to networking and how these challenges can be mitigated or prevented. It should also be noted that this manual is based on insights gained by the author through a survey he undertook in 2017 to assess the state of CSO networks, in which he reached 60+ thematic and generic NGO/CSO networks from Tanzania mainland and Isles. The manual is also enriched by citation of other best practices in CSO networking and is also informed by deliberations from the Foundation for Civil Society, FCS, supported dialogue and information on the state of CSO networks workshop, which took place at Morogoro's Kingsway Hotel in May 2018. For the full printed or soft copy book, please contact the author at +25574 347 1971 zaajohn@yahoo.com.